Drink up.
Holy crap, one year already. Where did time go to? Amaya to chaos.
The fact that this is the first stream I see you in like a year, amaze. Immediately it's destiny. That's crazy.
Drink up.
Aerunia is now a legal poison taster. Aerunia celebrates 4 months of membership. I never got to play Destiny 2, but it always fascinated me. Excited but also a little melancholic to learn about it today.
Hello, my minions. How are you today? Are you having a wonderful day? You are now. You're welcome. I just woke up from my nap. I don't know why. I just like... Earlier, I was sitting on the couch and I just crashed. Okay, so I actually got up earlier today around like 11 a.m. or something because I thought I had stream at 2 p.m. but then I remembered that I did not. So by the way, I think the ASMR stream would probably only be on YouTube. By the way, just as like a heads up, because I don't know, I feel weird about doing ASMR like that on Twitch. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Oh no. But yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know, D2's dead though. Why? Twitch is like weird about ASMR. You guys act like you can't just go to YouTube. What is stopping you from going to YouTube? Give me a reason. Give me a reason, okay? I want to hear your case for this. Because if I'm gonna be totally honest with you, right? Okay, YouTube's stinky, but think about it this way. It's like a 1 hour... Actually, technically it's like a 1 hour 40-minute stream because we'll be watching Clueless, right? Here's a couple of reasons to go to YouTube. One, it's a VOD that will get pushed, you know? And Twitch doesn't have VODs that get pushed, really. But YouTube does. And you know what that means? That means Amaya gets more success. That means Amaya gets money. That means Amaya has a career. We like those things, right? So go to YouTube. Plus, it'll always be there for you on YouTube. Twitch VODs? No, they leave you after 2 months. Right now. When did you help out Destiny 2 as a former player? Oh gosh. I did a little bit of the final shape. I came back to it, but I think it was probably around... God, what was it? Honestly, I got a lot of D1 and D2 mixed up. Actually, it's funny because I have Destiny engrams. Like, I have the foam engrams on my desk right now. I have an exotic engram and a legendary engram. But, let's see, when was it? I didn't play as far as Cade dying. And then after that, I just came back every once in a while for, like, Vault of Glass. Or heck, what's it called? Sorry. I'm having, like, fully leftover bubble tea. And there's pudding in it. So. I tried getting back on when Witch Queen dropped. Sadly, as it often does. Life happened. It's a high maintenance game. I don't blame you. Pre-Forsaken content. All that content is gone forever now. So I heard! That's crazy. I can't imagine, like, just taking it out. Especially since the story was actually pretty solid then. I don't know a ton about, like, Destiny lore onwards from then. I know stuff that I remember, because I actually played D1 pretty much on release, I think. And then I played for a decent amount of time. I don't remember when I stopped playing. But I think... When was towards the end of D1? Was it when they released No Time to Explain? There was in fact time to explain, by the way. There was absolutely time to explain. Forsaken had a special place in my heart around the time it dropped. Also, I listened to the trailer song a ton. Is that when Cade died? Oh, let me see. Destiny 2 expansions. I think maybe it was around Witch Queen that I stopped. Beyond Light, I do remember playing. I don't... Oh, actually, you know what? I did play Lightfall. I lied. I did play Lightfall. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember the techie cities that were added afterwards. YouTube is more stinky. It's easier to get Mimi's attention on Twitch. Wow. You're really selfish, so I'm not going to give you attention anymore. Good night, Frog. Rest well. Let's see. Let me look at the trailers. Shall we watch the trailers together first? Let's take a refresher here. Excuse me. Rise of Iron? Oh shit, forgot about that. Holy moly. Okay, here, let's go through the trailers in order. I think this should be fun. First one is Shadowkeep. I actually really like Shadowkeep. So let's go over here. Did I? Oh man, what the heck? No, not this one. Oh dear, why is it not here? No, that's not the one. Huh, why is it not? Tisk. 1 second. Any plans on adding more redeems? Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. I've been kind of neglecting it. What the? Here, let me try this in. Maybe this will work. If it would work. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. It must have been this one. Okay. Yep. I said okay. All right. So today we're going to be learning about the Destiny lore, and for starters, since a lot of you guys are new to Destiny, we are going to be watching, what do you call it, the trailers. I think the first one, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, was that the first expansion? I think that was the first one. Jesus, 6 years ago. Oh my gosh. I considered hopping on for the 9th, but that depends. Do I have to buy all those DLCs just to enjoy any content? I'm not sure, actually. I know that up to a certain point, there was free content, and then you had to pay for expansions, I think. But please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. That said, bear in mind, it's been a while since I've done reaction content, but I have ADHD. You will see this. Okay, 6 years ago. Wow.
Peggy 16.
Let me know if the volume's okay.
Listen to the shadows.
Is this Eris? I don't know. I think that's what's her name?
They whisper death.
Welcome.
Is that the Warlock one? Oh, it is Eris?
It knows we're coming. I can sense it. You know that thing.
I hated the public events for this one, by the way.
Become that thing.
I'm not gonna lie, the music kind of popping for this though. What about the release exotics for D2? I remember people were pissed about them. I was pissed about the release exotics.
We have work to do.
I have to... Before we get into this, by the way, I have to preface that I was a hunter main. I think that's probably obvious, but I was a hunter main.
Will someone please bring this guardian his crown?
Sorry, Shaq. When I played D1, I tried to farm so hard for the correct Scion Flare cape color. Warlock main? That's fine. Anything but Titan mains. Titan mains do not have rights. I was technically a Titan, but I played Warlock with y'all. Yeah, you better play Warlock. Dude, if you play Titan, you're a bad person. At least hunters, you know, hunters get bullied. Meanwhile, Titans. What was the next one? Let's see. The next one was Beyond Light. Beyond Light. This was like super early. I didn't realize it was this long ago. Holy moly. As a Titan main, I don't want to hear a former hunter main say that. Do you know what it's like getting one shot constantly by a fucking knee charge? For what reason, bro?
Peggy 16.
The light and dark ready themselves for a new phase. So must we.
It's our boy Zavala.
The day we've been dreading has finally arrived. The darkness is here. We are deploying guardians to all corners
I
of the system to find
know.
answers.
Purple Lance Reddick.
I'm picking up a distress signal.
That's a
Someone's in
Volunteer.
trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
The Vanguard.
What was everyone's favorite expansion?
Someone has to do the same for the Dark. Stasis is just a tool. We must use it.
Oh, right.
Someone
This is
has
when that
to
other
do the same for
subclass
the Dark.
Stasis was introduced.
Stasis,
Right?
Someone.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the no time to explain person, or is that someone else? I don't remember. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, I think Stasis got hella nerfed. Okay, I was like, I feel like this is the person who gave us no time
The
to explain.
Vanguard only recognizes the light. Someone has to do the same for the Dark. Stasis is just a tool. We must use it for good.
This power is a gift. One I will share with all of you. One by one, we will rise again.
I feel like I recognize the melody for this. From something else, but I don't remember what. Some neat lore bits with her, really. That doesn't surprise me. She wasn't expanded upon that much from what I remember.
In darkness, there is only one truth. Death.
Beyond Light didn't have a raid with it, right?
You are not special. The darkness is mine!
Complete list of raids. Okay, I have to be honest though. My favorite raid, I'm looking at the raid list because it's been a while, right? But my favorite raid in Destiny, this is including 1 and 2, right? I'm just gonna go through them in general. I think favorite raid would probably be Last Wish. I think Last Wish is most people's favorite raid. I didn't really care. Actually, wait, you know what? I actually did like Leviathan. I actually quite liked Leviathan. I don't know how other people felt about Leviathan, but I actually did like it. I ran at a decent amount because I really like the hand cannon from the Leviathan raid, and then they changed it. So, oh yeah, are there raid trailers? Let's see. I don't remember. Did I do Wrath of the Machine?
They haven't mastered Siva yet.
Fucking, this is the dude from... So, a lot of the characters introduced in Destiny are usually like the head of their own faction or whatever, right? Like, for example, Zavala is like for the Titans, and then Cade was for the Hunters. This is the dude that hosts Iron Banner, and then Shax is for Crucible.
Siva yet.
Yeah, he's called
This is
Lord
all still
Salad
new
Man.
to them. See Tyra. She will know where to look.
That's a fine-ass hunter. Hunters are the best because we have capes.
This doesn't end with the Iron Lords. There are still more.
Yeah, I don't know if I
secrets to
ever did
unearth.
this raid.
The
Maybe
Iron
once.
Lord's legacy is secure. Time to think of your own.
Actually, before you hate me for being a hunter main, my favorite was using Shadow Shot. So You know, take that as you will.
Time to think of your own.
I was not an arc hunter. I was a void hunter.
History is watching.
You're a
Guardian.
degenerate. Hey, I have PvE usage, okay?
Thank you, my model is nice. I'm glad you think so.
You know how many orbs I generated for people? What did you contribute? Let's see, what else is there? Salvation's Edge. I don't know if I did that. Did Crota's End, did Root of Nightmares. Actually, I may as walk us through Root of Nightmares. King's Fall. I actually really like King's Fall too. I liked Vogue, but you motherfuckers can't count. Wow, there actually aren't that many raids in Destiny. You're probably like the current Void Hunter because they're broken right now. Hunters have the best fashion, but they all look the same. Wow, how could you say that? That's not even true. They don't even all look the same, man. Oh, which, by the way, you know, side note, tangent, right? The movie we're watching tonight is Clueless. I don't know if you want to watch Clueless and call with other people in Discord if someone like hosts or whatever, or maybe you just want to watch it on your own, because I feel like it's almost kind of weird to watch it with everyone. But yeah, the movie that it's actually watching movie, and the movie will be Clueless, and I'll have like a timer set up. So yeah. Deepstone Crypt. Do I remember this one? Oh, it was on Europa. I didn't know what my favorite planet was. I don't remember. It's a shame because honestly, Destiny occupied a niche that no one else had. There is a movie tonight. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys. I decided on tonight's ASMR. You're supposed to guess. This is where you give your suggestions as to what it may be. Let's see. I don't remember. I kind of missed Europa because I don't think Europa was the same at the beginning of D2, but I could be mistaken.
Lose your way.
I did check the watch time
We all
because it was important for ASMR. It's an hour and 37
answers.
minutes, 10 of which are probably credits. So,
What do you hope to find here?
a good exotic.
Europa has been home to darkness for some time now.
Oh, this raid! Yeah, I've done this raid.
Its history could be the key to our fight. Help me
I think
unlock
Parker
it.
walked us through this one. Didn't he? A good exotic. Best I can do is sweep it. Stop.
The deepest secrets of Europa
There are only two types of people that use sweep
are
business.
now within our grasp.
And both of them are in PvP, by the way. I will say, if there's anywhere that Bungo has always succeeded, it has been in sound. And sound design in general is very, very good in Destiny. It's very satisfying. Destiny has my favorite gunplay out of like any FPS games. Going from Europa to Savathun's Throne World sucked. Europa was so peak. I know, I really liked Europa. A trailer from Monument of Triumph? Let's see. One day ago. What is
Thank
this?
you, Guardian. Because of you, what was unraveling is suddenly stabilizing. Earth may yet heal, and that's something worth celebrating. May this time be a moment of reflection.
Yo, did they kill Zavala too?
May this time be a moment
Why
of
is it only
reflection.
her?
Remembering what came before, reassessing our present, and readying ourselves for the future.
No, is he just AFK?
The traveler
Okay.
has nestled above the last city once again.
He's lightless? Oh my, so bro can't respawn? It's so Jover. Zavala's a Titan. I don't remember what the term is. He lost his ghost against the witness. Guys, I started going downhill when they killed off Cade. Is being lightless bad? Yes. So basically, in Destiny, your respawn system, there's like a lore. The respawn system's actually built in the lore. So you have little ghosts, right? And they have like your light, and then you respawn with them. Bam. Like, Cade dying hurts even more because Ace of Spades is one of my favorite exotics. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool Spearow.
It's time, Guardian. Crush them.
Did you guys actually play a lot of Spearow racing? I did a decent amount, but I can't drive.
One
turns
final
out,
push
so.
and victory is yours.
I'm so sad. I know I haven't played D2 recently, but D2 is actually very fun. As much as like everyone shits on D2, including me and like the player base, D2 is very fun. Oh, is that Mara? She looks different. This is Mara, right? Over here. People on Spearow racing for years. All it took was a game to die. One game that's what happened. I know. I can't believe it took so long. It's not even that hard to implement, in my opinion. It's such a shame. I guess these trailers will make more sense to you guys if we actually watch the lore. So, you know, if you guys could support the original creator too, the link is pinned in chat. And is by Shadow Destiny 2. Summarized in 40 minutes. Mind you, this is 2 years old, so it's not going to have all the current content, but yeah, just keep that in mind. The core game is good enough to make people care, which is why people are so mad when it gets stuff wrong. The thing is, for a lot of the things that matter, right? Destiny 2 has an extremely solid foundation. Destiny in general, right? Like, the gunplay is fantastic. The music is fantastic. The lore is really solid. Yeah, there are some writing hiccups here and there, right? But like, the overall lore for Destiny is very interesting, right? And people actually care about the lore in Destiny. And part of the reason they care about the lore in Destiny is because they do a really good job of integrating it into missions. Because you'll do a new strike, right? And then throughout the strike, someone will be talking to you through your ear, basically giving you like a dialogue exposition of how it relates to like a previous like mission in story or whatever. But it's a shame. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure the Eververse store will still be up. I still remember the first time you go to the moon, the hive, and face the hive while escaping. It was such a good moment, and the OSC nailed it perfectly. I know. Such a shame. I don't know. I think too, it's just I don't understand the decisions sometimes. I don't. You know, afterwards, if we have time, then I'll check out exotic list Destiny 2. Actually, you know what, before we do this, real quick, I just want to go through my favorite exotics. Who the fuck used Wither Horde? Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, my number one exotic was actually Hawkmoon. I really loved Hawkmoon, then Ace of Spades. Malfeasance I use sometimes. I use Thorn. If you could not tell, I really liked hand cannons. Oh, there's a rating thing for this? Hold on. Let's see. There's like a rating thing here, unlike GG. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see. There you go. I didn't really care too much about Cerberus. Kostov. I don't think I had this one. I really liked Monte Carlo actually. Necrochasm, Quicksilver Storm. I think I have this, but I didn't use it much. Suro's Regime. I feel like people have mixed feelings about this, but I actually kind of like Suro's Regime. Sweet Business. Like I said, there are two types of people that use Sweet Business. I liked Wish Ender a lot. Virgo's Curve, did not care about it. Wishkeeper, it's kind of like a for fun. Let's see, what did Wishkeeper do? I don't remember. Precision hits grant 1 charge of Snare Weaver. Kills grant charges based on combatant rank. At full charge, hip fire shots spawn at Snare Weaver trap on impact. Was this a PvE one? I think so, right? People will give you funny looks if you used bows sometimes. It depends. Bastion, I did not play for that, I think. People said mixed things about Witherhoard too. Sometimes. But it was like only 2 people. So I don't know why I said people. There's only like 2 people I knew that had like a hatred of Witherhoard. But Witherhoard's really, really good. I don't know what this one is. Season 25. Holy shit. Alethanim. I don't know what this is. It's a grenade launcher. I don't really like grenade launchers much. Do you guys like them? I think I might have had Lumina. I don't know if I use it though. It's hard for me to remember. Sturm, I didn't hate Sturm. It wasn't like my favorite, but sometimes it was fun to use. It's a mountain top that makes ammo for your other guns. Ooh, that's fancy. I liked Bad Juju. Bad Juju was really solid. No Time to Explain was my favorite pulse. Aside from, actually, I liked a lot of legendary pulses. Touch of Malice, gorgeous. Mida Multi-Tool, I loved Mida Multi-Tool. I actually didn't mind Jade Rabbit. There would be instances... Okay, the thing about Jade Rabbit is it takes up your exotic slot, and it's just not worth taking up your exotic slot compared to other ones. It's not like a bad gun, right? But you're not going to use Jade Rabbit over something else. Vigilant Swing, always good. Dead Man's Tail, I think this is a PvP one. This is a PvP shotgun? Question mark? Was it? And it was a scout rifle. Also, the gun designs in Destiny are really nice. Like, really, really nice. Although No Time to Explain was eh. I really liked using scout rifles. Outbreak Perfected? What? Why are they 2? Did they change it? I really liked Outbreak Perfected. Oh, fuck. What is the lasery one that looks like Outbreak Perfected? Chappie, this was for PvP. I hated using this one. This was a slug shotgun, I think. But Chappie does look cool. Sleeper? Yeah, Sleeper Simulant. Was it Simulant or Stimulant? I think it was Simulant. I actually liked Huckleberry. Izunagi's Burden, I liked. But you're really gonna use Izunagi's. At least for what I was doing, you weren't really gonna use Izunagi's. A lot of the what are they called again? What is that faction? Oh, the Hive. A lot of the Hive weapons look really cool. No Land Beyond. I actually like No Land Beyond. This is a sniper. I guess to kind of explain for people who don't play D2, you only get like 1 exotic slot that you have to use up. So other slots have to have like legendaries or whatever, but no one uses anything other than legendaries, right? So you have to pick and choose which exotic you'll use in your loadout, because you have like your heavy slot, you have your kinetic, and then you have your special. You hate Vigilant Swing, or do you hate versing Vigilant Swing? This one's cool. Kind of looks like a snake. The Weapons of Sorrow are really sexy, are they? I liked Rat King. But it's a sidearm. This is actually one of the few decent sidearms, Rat King. Where the slots is kinetic, special and heavy. So heavy would have stuff like some, I don't know if, I think they moved grenade launchers from heavy to special, question mark, but it would have stuff like rocket launchers, machine guns. Let's see. Nolan Beyond was really popular for a while. I haven't seen this one. Barrow Dyad. Okay, but we can't say this isn't cool, right? This is cool as fuck. What is this? Yeah, it's an SMG. But like they changed a lot of things going into D2 because they messed with the slots and stuff. Because it was not the same practically. Oh yeah, you would also have swords in heavy, but they moved that to also kinetic for some of them. Oh, was this from the Star Wars collab? Because there was a Star Wars collab, right? 1500. Wow, I didn't really that many. I liked Hard Light. I don't know how you guys felt about Hard Light, but I liked Hard Light. I don't know these other ones, but I liked the Monarch. This is a bow. I remember bows were huge when they came out. Everyone's like, oh my god, we get a bow. So you're carrying like 6 guns? Technically, you could be carrying 2 guns and a sword, or you can be carrying 1 gun, a bow, and then a sword. So you could only have 1 gun, technically. The thing is, bows either look really mid or really cool. I really liked Hard Light. I think... Was Hard Light one of the ones where you could change what element it was? Or is that something else? Because there's element weaknesses in D2, so you're more effective shooting against them, but I really liked Hard Light because I think this color... Oh gosh, you can't see. The color of this would change with whichever element you were using. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't really see this entire time. My bad. Should have said something. Should have said something. Oh, dang it. There you go. Boop. I don't know how many of them there were though. Trinigal was popular actually. Jotun was popular. This was like the fusion rifle to use for a long time in PvP. I don't know if they nerfed it though. So you can say some useful things. I love Telesto, okay? I really love Telesto. There was something so satisfying about this fusion rifle. I can't explain it. There's no time to explain. Tessellation? I don't know if I have this one. Actually, hold on. I might be able to show you guys my profile for D2. Destiny 2. What is it called? I don't remember my ID. Dim? Ah, thank you. Destiny item manager. Ah, you need to authorize with my Bungo account? Shit. What is my Bungo account? I play on Steam. I used to play on PlayStation. For Destiny 2. I forgot to change my name, guys. I completely forgot. Okay. Look away. Let's see. Authorize. Yeah. Can't believe you guys are playing Destiny 2 in my chat. How dare you? Oh gosh. Fuck. I forgot my password. It's so over. Fuck! Okay, wait, hold on. I can do this. My QR code to log in. Oop. Oh my god, bro. It's not that serious. 140 gigabytes? Fat. Fat as fuck. Yeah. Why do you need my phone number? You're always hitting me up, bro. What do you want the code? There we go. Okay, done. I'm trying to scan it, but she won't let me. Okay. There we go. Unnecessarily difficult. Holy moly. What do I even have in here? I don't remember. Jeez. Okay, here. You can look at my junk. I was called a hoarder, okay? Before you look, Decade 2, the first time I see you in like a year 2, it's for D2. Okay. Do not judge my inventory, okay? Before I show you what is in my dim, do not judge my inventory. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? So, here it is. I had some nice ass shells, I'm just saying. Why? What is wrong with it? Why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? Yeah, it's a looter shooter. How are you gonna complain, dude? I really like Better Devils. What were my rules for Better Devils? Oh, this one I have locked. My Fate Bringer. I was so happy when they brought back rules. I was like, oh, great, something I can complain about again. Excellent. Fate Bringer time loss. Oh yeah, these were like the archived ones, right? Or whatever. I loved Corrective Measure. So stable, so nice. Tiger's Bite was really solid too. I like Tiger's Bite. Unending Tempest, or Tempest I really like. Survivor's Epitaph too. Oh, I loved Old Sterling. I feel like people didn't use auto rifles as much and scout rifles as much later on. I really like Transfiguration though. How many of those are Sunset? I'm not sure. Is time lost the Sunset? Sunset's like, it died. It died. It's dead. What is this? Oh, Belisarius. Oh, I think this one's Sunset. My blast furnace. No. How many of these do I have? I really wanted a good bad news. I really, really wanted one back in the day. This is what it looks like after it's cleaned up. Okay, this was Midnight Coup. I fucking loved this hand cannon. This was like one of my favorite PvE hand cannons. Let's see. Pardon Our Dust. I didn't... there was... I think I used this for PvP. I don't remember. Parcel Stardust. I think this was like a really popular shotgun. Why do I have two chappies? For what purpose? My Sturm. My Wishender. My Wither Horde. Did I use this? I really liked Borealis. It wasn't that great, but I liked it because it was pretty. Borealis is not great. My Jotun. My Limanak. Lord of Wolves. That's from Iron Banner? Question mark? I don't remember. Wave Splitter? I don't think I use this that much. Oh, I really liked Wishbringer. This is the one I was talking about, Sleeper Simulant. It's like a... It's like, how do I put this? It go boom. But like, zoo, zoo, boom. Worldline 0, didn't care about that much about it. I didn't use Two-Tailed Fox that much. Thunderlord, this was like one of the best machine guns. One of the best heavies. Queenbreaker, hit or miss. Wardcliff was so fun to use. You still don't have Mythic Catalyst? Rip you. I have so many of these. I have... Why do I have so many Aeon Swifts, bro? Why do I have so many? Oh my god, bro. What is this? Oh, Frosties. I think I used that on my arc. No, why do I have so many? So many! Do not make me clean my vault. Oh, but this is one of my favorite shells. Oh, this one? Hold on, the Nightmare shell. Look at this. It's a cat shell! Isn't it so cute? But these are your ghosts, and these would be how you revived. So, what do you call it? So this is what got shot and prevented Zavala from having the ability to respawn and Cade dying. So now, if Zavala dies, he's dead, because he no have ghost. What is this one? Anthemic Invocation Shell. I don't know what this is from. Kit Shell. I mostly use the same ones over and over again. I was picky about my shells. Tyrant Shell is really nice. I don't remember where I got that from. These are some old ass ones. Oh yeah, I had some really... I had this? Since when? What the... Hold on a second. Are you fucking kidding me? Do I have them except for the Hunter one? I don't have the Hunter one. I have the Warlock. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, I had 1,000 Wings. This is one of the best ships. Don't at me. Oh my god. I can't believe the one I don't have. I did not give a shit about this one. You always use 1,000 Wings. Don't say that to me. How do you say that to me? What did I use for my Sparrow? I don't... Oh, does it show it? Oh, I don't know why it doesn't show that one. I like this one a lot too. This was a Christmas one. That was a nice Sparrow. Bronco was also solid. I use this one a lot as well. You can, by the way, you can use shaders that will change the color of these. So if you don't like the color, you can change it. Approaching Infinity was also really nice. Oh yeah, this one was super stupid looking because it's really tiny, so I use this one. I had some cool Sparrows. I don't remember having these. Oh, this one... Was this a raid one? I don't remember. I thought I had worse stuff, but I actually wasn't doing that. Oh, it was a Halloween one. Yeah, this was my account before. Oh, cool, I have stuff in my postmail. I have an exotic engram? God, I wonder what it could be. Farming mode. Oh, that's nice. With paddling bearded, stop! I didn't even remember what roles I liked. I don't know if any of these are decent rolls anymore. Because depending on the gun, you were looking for different things, right? But you would like roll the stats here. And the traits or whatever. What's he looking for? Who knows? Who knows what past me was looking for? I really like Nameless Midnight. This is a really super solid, consistent scout rifle. Supremacy. I tried really hard to get a nice Supremacy for PvP. I tried really hard. Too hard. Unending Tempest? Is this Black Armory? I don't remember. I don't think so. Blast Furnace is Black Armory. Bad News is the Black Armory hand cannon, I'm pretty sure. Bite of the Fox? Oh, I really like Bite of the Fox. Are any of these decent rolls? Oh, it has a range roll. 128. Oh, there's almost 40 handling? What the fuck? What were the perks on it? Oh, that one had explosive payload? Oh, it had moving to... Wow. Oh my god. This one's actually pretty good. Handling is basically how fast you take out your weapon. And it had aim assist too. I think maybe I probably use this one for PvE and then sent this one for PvP. Because you need different rolls for both. Good night, Macros. Well, what are these? My Monte Carlo. Oh, I guess I was working on my catalyst for this very slowly. But there you go. You can see my thingy. I don't know what if I can show you my exotics that I don't have out or not. Dragon's Breath, 190. Because sometimes you can... Oh, I like Darcy. Darcy's kind of troll though, I'm not gonna lie. My 1k. This one. Chivalric Fire. I don't think I've seen anyone use that. My Galahorn. Can you check collections? Where? Local. Collections. If I was collection, where would it be? Let's see. Vendors, records, loadouts. What the heck did I have organized as progress? Too much work. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna go to the washroom real quick and then we can watch it. My bad. Meow. Okay, shall we get started now? Commencing the entire story of Destiny, summarized in 40 minutes.
But
are you ready, chat? You are ready. You're welcome. Okay.
Starting from the very beginning, this video will cover the entire story of Destiny. This lore is fascinating, and a recap like this also provides important context to what is actually happening in the modern day version.
Sorry, I didn't realize it wasn't 2K.
I am working on a longer version of this video that will come out soon, but for now, this will cover all of the most important stories and lore from the past 10 years of the Destiny franchise.
It's kind of crazy how long it's been.
From the very origins of the universe to the conclusion of the Light and Darkness saga, this is the story of Destiny. There was once an ancient civilization that was struggling to survive. Their struggle came to an abrupt halt, though, when they found a giant paracausal orb, which they called the Gardener. It was an entity of light and life. The Gardener blessed them with a golden age of prosperity. Despite the gifts that were bestowed on them, they craved something else. They craved a purpose and meaning. They wanted a winnower to shape the garden that had been created, to cut away
a winnower?
They wanted a winnower to shape the garden that had been created, to cut away the unfettered chaos that is found in the light. The people discovered that there was another entity called the Veil that shared a connection with the Gardener, and the Veil was an entity of darkness. The light and darkness are two ancient forces that flow through the universe, and the people believed that bringing the Veil to their planet would bring structure and meaning to their existence. So they brought the Veil to their home to connect with the Gardener, with hopes of creating that final shape of reality, where only perfection would remain. The Gardener would not allow this, however, and it fled their world. Left with only the Veil, the people used the power of the darkness to merge themselves into one single being. They became an entity called the Witness, which would then set off across the universe with its Black Fleet.
Okay, I think just to clarify, the way this is being told is kind of, if I remember correctly, it's backwards. Basically, I don't know if we find, I don't think we find out this stuff at the beginning of Destiny, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that you don't. But it's like a culmination, I guess, like of everything that's been learned so far, but put in kind of chronological order, basically. It's kind of like the second Ricky video, basically, if that makes sense. So this is the chronological order of events in the story, but it's not the order that you would encounter it, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure, because I do not remember any of this at the beginning of D1 or D2.
The Witness set off in pursuit.
Also, just to add on to that, a lot of the things he's talking about are terms or names for like raids or strikes or whatever that are in D2. Like, for example, like the Witness. You don't learn much about the Witness till later. Or I think there's like a couple things about the Garden. There's like Garden of Salvation. Something else. I don't remember. But yeah.
Of the
so
Gardener,
this is new for me
with
too.
the goal of enacting its perfect final shape, to ultimately
like final shape
impose
is a really
meaning
late one.
on a meaningless universe. For untold time, the Gardener would travel from world to world, fleeing from the darkness. Along the way, it would terraform worlds and grant blessings to its inhabitants. These blessings, however, were often short-lived, only lasting until the darkness arrived. In some cases, though, the Witness was a step ahead, and it would arrive at a new world before the Gardener could move in and bless the species.
And the Witness was a culmination of all the Veil question mark or the darkness? I don't remember. So this is new for me too, so I'm trying to piece it together with what I currently know. Yeah, Strike is like a mini dungeon. It's very short for the most part.
One such world was called Fundament, where a weak species called the Krill was struggling to survive on a violent world. The Witness arrived first and tricked the Krill into embracing the power of the darkness. They were granted great power, but it was a cursed existence. They became infected with worms that needed to be fed with destruction, or else they would consume their hosts. Now acting in perpetual service to their worms, the Krill became known as the Hive. These Hive were led by three siblings, Oryx, Savathun, and Xivu Arath.
I'm pretty sure, is it in King's Fall you kill orcs, question mark? At the end?
Together, they went from system to system and annihilated countless civilizations in order to feed their worms. The Gardener would later find its way to the Reese system, the home of the Elixni. They were given great blessings, just like many other worlds, and the Elixni decided to call the Gardener the Great Machine. Eventually, though, as with all worlds, the Gardener eventually fled, and the Elixni, now known as the Fallen, experienced what they call the Whirlwind, and it was a terrible, apocalyptic time for the species. The Fallen left the Reese system in pursuit of the Gardener.
Hold on, let's back up a second.
The Gardener were given great blessing and its way to the Reese system, the home of the Elixni. They were given great blessings, just like many other worlds, and the Elixni decided to call the Gardener the Great Machine. Eventually, though, as with all worlds, the Gardener eventually fled, and the Elixni, now known as the Fallen, experienced what they call the Whirlwind, and it was a terrible, apocalyptic time for the species. The Fallen left the Reese system in pursuit of the Gardener.
Okay. I don't remember. This is very important. If you guys were to sum up what the Traveler is in 2 seconds, how would you sum it up? Because is it the same as the Gardener or different?
Eventually, around the year 2014, the Gardener arrived here in the Sol system. It terraformed many planets and moons, human lifespan tripled, and it brought life to everything. This included
that looks like
Mars,
a Traveler, bro.
And once humanity detected the Gardener on Mars, we sent out a small crew to investigate the strange moon-like structure. Due to its odd movements, we called it the Traveler, and it would give humanity our own golden age. Eventually, though, the Black on Mars, we sent out a small crew to investigate the strange moon-like structure. Due to its odd movements, we called it the Traveler, and it would give humanity our own golden age. Eventually, though, the Black Fleet and the Darkness would arrive. In all of the past situations like this, the Traveler decided to flee the Darkness, but in this case, it decided to remain in Sol and finally make a stand. During the ensuing battle, Savathun, one of the Three Hive siblings, betrayed the Witness by killing its disciple Nezarec, as well as hiding the Veil on Neptune. Savathun then tricked the Witness into leaving the system entirely. However, the Traveler collapsed and became dormant just above the last city on Earth. As a final act, it created the Ghosts, and these small entities of light would seek out deceased warriors throughout the system, resurrect them, and give them the ability to bear the powers of the light. Humanity fell into a dark age, not only engaging in civil war, but also having to fight back against the enemy races of the Hive, Fallen, Cabal, and Vex.
Like, that's how you became Guardians. Dang, I was gonna Google something, but I don't remember what. The cinematics for Destiny are actually really beautiful. What is the place that you're on? The hub? Like the Guardian hub? Because it's not on Earth, right? At least I don't think so. But you can see the Traveler from it, like, in-game, if I remember correctly. The last city, yeah.
Humanity fell into a dark age, not only engaging in civil war, but also having to fight back against the enemy races of the Hive, Fallen, Cabal, and Vex. Humanity would remain in darkness for centuries.
Me.
In about the 35th century, our Guardian awakened in the Cosmodrome of Old Russia for the first time after our ghost found us scattered.
No, like the hub where the Eververse stories, is that on Earth? I thought it was like floating for some reason. Yeah, the tower. Let's see. Where is the tower, Destiny? Oh no, it is on the last city. My bad, my bad. I guess it is on Earth.
Among the remains of an old freeway.
Okay, no need to lull
As is
me,
usual
Aki.
for freshly resurrected Guardians, we had no memory of our past or where we came from. Our ghost guided us into the Cosmodrome wall, where we were able to scavenge for our first few weapons, fight off waves of Fallen, and find an old jump ship that we were able to salvage. Upon reaching the tower, we met the Vanguard, leaders of the defense of the last city. They are led by Zavala, who represents the Titans, Ikora for Warlocks, and Cade 6 for Hunters. We also met the Speaker, who gave us a briefing on our history with the Traveler and our never-ending battle with the Darkness. We set out across the solar system to fight against the Darkness while also being watched by a shadowy figure called the Stranger.
What is the ghost though? The ghost is like a little culmination of light that was part of the Traveler that reses you. So you get your little ghost. So when you respawn, you'll actually see like the ghost animation, and you can get custom animations in game.
We finally met her on Venus, where she told us that we have to travel to the Black Garden. There, at its heart, was an imperfect replica of the Veil. We had to go there to destroy it in order to allow the Traveler to heal after its collapse. In order to access the Black Garden, however, we needed to seek help from the Awoken of the Reef, a region within the asteroid belt. There we met with the Queen Marasov and her brother Uldren.
Fuck this dude! Fuck this dude! Fuck this dude!
They did not give us the warmest of welcomes, but they did
Mara
agree
baddie,
to help.
though.
After acquiring some parts, Uldren created a key that allowed us to access the Black Garden on Mars. There we found the Vex worshipping the heart of the Black Garden. It brought the statues of the shrine to life, but we defeated them, and this destroyed the heart. With our objective complete, the Traveler was still dormant, but now it was healing. We were heralded as a hero back in the last city, but as the Stranger gifted us her rifle, she reminded us that the real fight is still out there. Eris Morn, an expert of Hive lore, came to the tower to warn us of an impending Hive invasion of the moon. They were trying to awaken Crota, the son of Oryx the Taken King. We needed to take the fight to Crota and defeat him before another great disaster could occur. Eris was once a member of the fire team that tried to defeat Crota, and she was the only member to survive the horrors that lie below.
Fire team is basically like your little squad, by the way. So you'll go into missions with your fire team.
We cleared out some of the advanced forces in the Cosmodrome, including infestations inside some of the facilities of the great AI known as Rasputin. We then traveled to the moon and destroyed a crystal containing Crota's soul, holding off the invasion and resurrection for now. Crota, however, still existed in his throne world, a sort of refuge in the Ascendant Plane. We needed to find a way to defeat him in that realm if we wanted to defeat Crota for good. So we assembled a fire team of 6 and went back into the depths of the Hellmouth, entered his throne world, and defeated him, eliminating the great threat that had already caused so much destruction for humanity. With one threat neutralized, Queen Marasov of the Reef reached out to ask for help. The Fallen's House of Wolves were previously captured by the Reef, but now they had rebelled, led by the Kel Skolas. A Kel is a leader of a fallen house, and after being freed by a mysterious race called the Nine, Kel Skolas was up to no good.
Just for people who aren't super familiar with D2 or playing D2, they're basically, this is what I meant by like they'd be talking you through the mission like in your ear. So they'd be giving you like goals throughout the mission, exposition on what like new developments are happening. So the way that you were introduced to Destiny lore in general is very, very natural and easy to get into because you're just hear it in the background as you were just like kind of mindlessly killing enemies. You know, you wouldn't need to focus too much on killing things most of the time when they would give you this information, because D2 can be a very autopilot game.
Being freed by a mysterious race called the Nine, Kel Skolas was up to no good. We worked alongside Petra Venge, the Queen's Wrath of the Awoken, as well as Varix, a friendly Elixni and scribe for the former House of Judgment. Together, we worked to prevent Skolas from uniting all of the remaining fallen houses and becoming the Kel of Kels. We waged war against the Fallen and eventually tracked Skolas to Venus. We managed to trap him and bring him back to the Prison of Elders. Inside the prison, Skolas managed to start a riot, but we were called in to go put an end to this riot and to Skolas himself. Word had reached Oryx, the Taken King, about our defeat of his son Crota, and he was none too pleased. He arrived in the Sol system with his massive ship called the Dreadnought, as well as his army of Hive and Taken. The Taken are forces corrupted by the darkness. They have no will, and their work is only to serve their master.
Taken King was like one of the best ones, in my opinion, like one of the best like expansions. I personally really liked it. I don't really remember what much of what came after, to be honest, though.
The ability to take or corrupt is an extremely dark power learned by Oryx, stolen from the worm god Akka. The first major battle took place in orbit around Saturn, where Oryx used the Dreadnought superweapon to annihilate the Awoken forces, including Queen Mara herself. Cade 6 then found a way to get us in forces around Saturn, where Oryx used the Dreadnought superweapon to annihilate the Awoken forces, including Queen Mara herself. Cade 6 then found a way to get us inside of Oryx's ship in order to try to take out this weapon. Once this objective was achieved, we set our sights on Oryx himself. We first fought him in our world, and then, just like his son before him, we raided his throne world and put him to his final death, sending his corpse floating towards Saturn.
This King's Fall. This is a really, really fun raid.
The Fallen had gained access to an ancient human technology called Siva. This was an extremely dangerous nanotechnology with the ability to self-assemble, replicate, and think. It could be used to create basically anything, but could also be extremely destructive. Siva had been locked away due to the danger it posed and since it caused such great damage to the Iron Lords. We worked with Lord Saladin, one of the last remaining Iron Lords, to fight against the newly augmented Fallen called Splicers. We made our way into the original replication chamber, where many Iron Lords had sacrificed their lives to contain Siva in the first place, and we destroyed the chamber, finally ending the threat.
I don't remember too much about this. Oh, I guess is this Rise of Iron? I don't remember. I don't think so. Is it? Maybe? I have a list of them here. Destiny. Oh, it is? Expansion list. I'm gonna be so real with you though. If I remember correctly, basically every single expansion of Destiny is just one faction doping. Like, I'm not even like exaggerating. Half the time, it's just one faction finding something they shouldn't and then using it to like roid up their entire species.
The Red Legion of the Cabal, led by their leader Dominus Gaul, attacked the last city of Earth. Gaul put a harness around the Traveler, removing our Guardian's ability to use the light. Gaul also captured the Speaker, a very old mentor of Guardians. He wanted the Speaker to teach him how to convince the Traveler to grant him the power of the light.
Oh, is this Red War? I think that this was Red War, right? Question mark?
Gaul also captured the Speaker,
yeah, I really liked Red War.
A very old mentor of Guardians. He wanted the Speaker to teach him how to convince the Traveler to grant him the power
This was like
of the light.
really
Meanwhile,
early
desperate
D2,
for
I think?
a way to fight back, our Guardian found a shard of the Traveler near the European Dead Zone and used it to get our light abilities back. We proceeded to travel to Titan, Nessus, and Io in order to reunite the Vanguard, and
I think Nessus is probably my favorite planet. I was thinking about it, I'm like, what's my favorite planet? Nessus.
Reunite the Vanguard and wage a war against the Red Legion. All the while, Gaul was still interrogating the Speaker and trying to get access to the light. But eventually, Gaul's consul got tired of waiting and eliminated the Speaker. The consul believed that Gaul should simply be taking the light for himself instead of trying to learn how to make the Traveler gift it to him. Angry, Gaul killed the consul, and with the Speaker how to make the consul believed that Gaul should simply be taking the light for himself instead of trying to learn how to make the Traveler gift it to him. Angry, Gaul killed the consul, and with the Speaker now dead as well, he decided to go ahead and use the cage around the Traveler to take the light by force.
I actually really liked Gaul as an antagonist. But like, I remember being so shocked that the Speaker died. Because if I remember correctly, the Speaker was built up to be like really important. Like, Speaker was super important. And when I saw him like all chained up like that, I was like, dang, bro. Rip you.
We found our way onto Gaul's command ship, and he was now using the light powers that he had stolen from the Traveler. We defeated him, but Gaul tried to revive himself with his
I agree, he should have been a raid boss. I was surprised he wasn't.
Right in the middle of his resurrection, the Traveler awakened and fired out a shockwave of light all across the universe, which destroyed Gaul and restored abilities to all of the other Guardians. This was a great win for us, but this shockwave also had dire consequences. It awakened the Witness's dark fleet in the far corners of the universe. During this time, Emperor Callus also arrived in the Sol system. He was the former emperor of the Cabal before he was dethroned by Gaul. We boarded his massive Leviathan ship and passed his trials before defeating a giant animatronic figure that was made in his image. The Warlock Vanguard Ikora showed us a damaged ghost by the name of Sagira. She told us it belonged to Osiris, one of the greatest warlocks to ever live. However, Osiris had been living in exile for some time, so she sent us to Mercury to investigate.
I feel like, I don't remember at the time, but I remember people, I could be mistaken about this, but if I remember correctly, people had really mixed feelings about Curse of Osiris. People either did not give a fuck, or they enjoyed it mildly. Osiris is the one who does like the Trials of Osiris, which is like another PvP thing where if you get like all straight wins, you go to the lighthouse and you get a fancy one. You get a fancy thing of loot. But yeah, people didn't really give a shit about Curse of Osiris. I thought it was okay. It was like, eh.
There we met Brother Vance, a cultist who told us how we can revive Sagira. We took her to a hidden temple in the European Dead Zone in order to revive her. We learned that Osiris had been investigating the Infinite Forest on Mercury, and this is a Vex installation used to run simulations of various possibilities. We entered the forest and found a reflection of Osiris who explained that the Vex mind Panoptes was running simulations to try to create a dark future where humanity is defeated and neither light nor darkness exists anymore. Hydra. All life is lost in this future, so Osiris asks for our help in defeating Panoptes to avoid this dark future. We searched throughout the timelines, which proved to be challenging, but eventually, with the help of Osiris's reflections, Panoptes fell. Together, we exited the Infinite Forest with Osiris, where he saw his former student.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because when I first played this, the first time I saw Osiris without his head thingy, I just wheezed. I did not expect him to look like this underneath, because you don't really see it well, like the entire time. And I was like, yo, this dude's bald as fuck. No wonder he wore that. There's just something wrong with it, right? But I was surprised.
Cora for the first time in many years. She invited him back to the city, but he said he must remain in the forest to stop the Vex from finding a different path to the dark future. Before we left Mercury, our ghost picked up a weak signal coming from the Infinite Forest, and Brother Vance thought it might belong to the legendary titan Saint 14. He sent us into the forest to try and locate him, as we had done with Osiris before. Inside, we found the remains of Saint 14, along with thousands of dead Vex. In that specific version of the future, he lost his battle, but the Vex had built a memorial to him, seemingly in awe of the great warrior that he was.
Oh, he was? Okay.
On Mars, the Guardian named Anna Bray had been hiding away working to learn more about the AI warmind Rasputin, as well.
Is this where... no, it's not, I guess. This is still really early. I think Warmind was decent, if I remember correctly. But don't you, am I mistaken in remembering that you actually got Saint 14 as like a vendor later on?
As her family's past. When the Traveler awoke and shot out that massive shockwave of light across the universe, it also awoke a slumbering force of Hive on Mars that were led by the Hive worm god Zol. We traveled to Mars to assist Anna in winning back the Warmind facilities with the hopes that the Warmind might help us in our battle against the darkness. Too. In our quest to find Zol, we encountered Nokris, brother of Crota, who was banished by his father Oryx due to his heretical practice of necromancy. We defeated him and then set our sights on Zol.
How
Together,
is that the
with
line?
the help of the Warmind's javelin weapon system, we were able to defeat them. We then went to talk with Rasputin, and he asserted that he will continue to protect humanity, but only on his own terms and not the Vanguard's. Trouble was once again brewing in the Reef. With the absence of Queen Mara Sov, organized crime had been breaking out all over the asteroid belt. Also, her brother, Uldren Sov, became corrupted by a taken witch dragon in Ahamkara named Riven. There was a massive jailbreak in the Prison of Elders, and the now corrupt Uldren Sov rallied his own army of the Scorn Barons who were escaping. The Scorn are a corrupt, undead version of the Fallen who were also created by Riven. In an effort to stop this disastrous outbreak, our Hunter Vanguard Cade 6 joined Petra Venge in the prison. Unfortunately, during the conflict, Cade's ghost was destroyed by the Scorn, leaving him vulnerable with no hope of resurrection should he fall. Ultimately, in his weakened state, having lost his connection
This
to
is
the
why
light,
we
he was put to
Uldren.
his end at the hands of Uldren.
It was getting too expensive to hire Nathan Fillion over and over again, guys. So they had to kill off Cade. Okay, I did play this. I remember feeling really empty. I was in giga denial that Cade was dead. But the reality is, even though he's an EXO, there's no way for him to come back because his ghost was shot. So...
Angered by Cade's murder, we traveled to the tangled shore in the reef to investigate and work with a shady Elixni by the name of Spider. He was frustrated by the havoc the Scorn had caused his business, so he agreed to help us find Uldren Sov if we first defeated the Scorn Barons one by one. After doing so, and after defeating Uldren's #1 in command, Fikrul the Fanatic, we entered the Awoken Watchtower in pursuit of Uldren Sov. Uldren was consumed by the voice of Riven that was corrupting him, and we fought back against this horrifying creature. Upon its defeat, we find Uldren Sov on the ground, and pick up Ace of Spades, the weapon that Uldren had stolen from Cade. Together, with Petrovenge, we confronted Uldren, and put him to his end. We proceeded to find our way into the hidden Awoken homeworld of the Dreaming City.
The best raid, by the way.
There, we hunted down and defeated the taken Ahamkara Riven, and cleansed her taken heart. However, at the same time, Riven was able to
I just want to say, for those of you that I've done this raid with, you guys don't know how to walk in a straight fucking line. You don't know how to count. Just count, okay? It's not that hard.
Send death and make one final wish that would put the Dreaming City under a curse. We emerged and found that the Dreaming City was now corrupt by the Taken. For 3 weeks, we battled against the Taken
once so you can say you did it.
The Dreaming City became more and more corrupt.
And then you cheesed it.
Eventually, thinking we had won, we found a way to access the throne world of Marasov, where we learned that she is actually still alive. We declared victory, but were quickly corrected as we learned that the Dreaming City was stuck in a constant time loop,
I
where
love
history
Dreaming
continued
City.
to repeat itself again and again.
There was what was it? I really like the Nightfall mission in Dreaming City. You guys know the one? I think, oh God, what did you get from it? Was it Wish Under or something else? If you did the Nightfall, you got something really nice from it. Was it the Corrupted? I don't remember.
Around the same time, a mysterious light bearer
You have to do
going
things
by
in
the
like
name
specific
of
order
Drifter
though.
showed up at the tower and started using Guardians to play this
I think it was
dangerous
Wish
game
Under.
that he called Gambit. This game controversially made use of Motes of Darkness to summon Taken into a Guardian versus Guardian competition. An EXO by the name of Ada-1 also showed up in the tower as the last remaining member of the Black Armory Foundry.
Yeah.
The Red War had left the Foundry without active remaining member of the Black Armory.
This is like the Black Armory logo here. I don't remember what these ones are. I think Eris Warren has this on her too. People had really mixed feelings about Gambit. It was basically like a PvE, PvP game mode where you would kill PvE like enemies in order to get motes, but you could also invade, and that's where the PvP element would come into play, and you could kill other guardians to get motes and like kill their progress, because you had to like charge up a bar or whatever. People either really hated Gambit or they really like Gambit. There's no in between.
Foundry. The Red War had left the Foundry without access to their forges, so she enlisted us to clear out the forges of enemies and allow them to reopen in order to craft their weapons. We worked all over the system to do this, and while doing so, we slowly earned her trust and weapons. We then went into the Batsa district of the last city, where the Fallen, led by the Spider's brother Civics, were attempting to gain access to the Black Armory vault. There we defeated Insurrection Prime and thus secured the vault. We tracked Civics down to Niobe Labs, which contained the Berguzia Forge, and there we faced off and defeated Civics. This helped us secure Ada-1's full trust and allowed us to craft the powerful Izanagi's Burden sniper rifle.
Just like as an FYI for people that don't really play D2, a lot of these things you're seeing in the background actually became public events, and basically public events are periodic events on various planets that you can get like points for and like complete weeklies and stuff. And sometimes public events are tied to titles, or you need to do X amount of public events for this catalyst or whatever, like these upgrades and stuff, right? It was the world of Destiny was very much alive. And it's a shame because there aren't there's nothing like Destiny, right? It had a monopoly. There was nothing that could have really replaced it. It's just they doomed it. No, what you get from public events is 2 tokens in a blue. But my dailies. My dailies. Okay, but nothing was worse than Flashpoint.
Slowly earned her trust and weapons. We then went into the Botsa district of the last city, where the Fallen, led by...
Oh, also, the thing about public events too was because they're public, right? Anyone can kind of participate. They just walk in and then they'll participate, right? But the thing is, for some public events, there are special things that you can do to increase the difficulty and increase the rewards of public events. But half the time, people don't do them, or they don't know how to do them. Yeah, be little blueberries. Blueberries are like new players because they're wearing blue gear and shit. But like they wouldn't know how to do it, and so they just kill it. But a lot of the times you need to do like the specific thing, or it needs to be alive for this long or whatever in order to upgrade the event.
The Spider's brother Civics were attempting to gain access to the Black Armory
I know!
vault. There
Me
we
with the
defeated
fucking
Insurrection
spider
Prime
tank.
and thus secured the vault. We tracked Civics down to Niobe Lab.
Oh my god, what was this? What was this exotic again? I love this one. Whisper? Is this Whisper? I think. Yeah, I think with Whisper, as long as you get crits, you don't need to reload.
We tracked
Right?
Civics down to Niobe Labs, which contained the Berguzia Forge, and there we faced off and defeated Civics. This helped us secure Ada 1's full trust and allowed us to craft the powerful Izanagi's Burden sniper rifle. Separately, a solitary ghost named Pulled Pork was still looking for its guardian, and it had found its way into the Dreaming City. It came across the grave of Uldren and resurrected him as a guardian.
Off!
Uldren renamed his ghost Glint, and since becoming a guardian wipes all memory, Uldren had no knowledge of his past crimes. Things started to quiet down for a little bit, but
people were really not happy about this. Like really not happy about this, because this is what we mean by like replacing Cade. Why? Who? Why? No one gave a shit. It doesn't matter if it's not Uldren. It's so sad. I can't believe we lost Cade for this, bro.
Drifter had been hard at work, and he
was like
invited
the
us to
number one
participate in a
most
new
loved
variation
character
of his game mode called Gambit Prime, as well as a new activity known as the Reckoning. We met Orin, emissary of the Nine, and learned that the Drifter had been playing these games of Gambit at bequest of the Nine as they prepare for the coming darkness. Emperor Callus made another appearance and invited us to board his Leviathan ship for further testing and rewards, this time in his menagerie. Callus had become
Just say you
obsessed
hate
with the arrival
hunters.
of the darkness and wished for us to become one of his elite shadows who would be there with him at the end of all existence. During our time in the menagerie, we defeated many of his champions, but we learned that hidden within the Leviathan was another creature named Galron. Callus had come across an ancient hive artifact called the Crown of Sorrow, and suspected that it was corrupted. In hopes of being able to control the hive with this crown, Callus bred a cabal named Galron to be strong-willed and then put the crown on his head. This was indeed a trap laid by the Witch Queen Savathun in hopes of corrupting Callus should he wear the crown. Instead, it was Galron who became corrupted, but this still invited a hive infestation into the Leviathan. Callus called on us to clear out the infestation and defeat the corrupted Galron. While exploring the moon, Eris Morn came across a hidden pyramid ship of the darkness, sleeping in the depths of a massive cave. With its discovery, the ship brought nightmares, haunting figures of friends and enemies long past. Eris instructed us to find a way inside. After facing nightmares of our prior enemies, we slowly forged a Dream Bane armor set that would allow us to enter the pyramid. Inside, the pyramid seemingly possessed our ghost in order to
I think
talk
I've done
to
this
us.
before.
We explored the ship and captured an artifact that we brought back for Eris. The darkness also showed as a haunting mirror image of ourselves, and told us that they are not our friend, not our enemy, but our salvation.
Ew.
At this time, the Vex began invading the moon, and we learned that the Undying Mind, which we had...
Is this when Vogue came back? When did Vogue come back? I'm not gonna. I can't hear. Anytime I hear moon, all I hear is that wizard came from the moon. I can't. It's like I'm trained in my head.
previously defeated, was behind this. We worked to construct a special Vex portal that could bring the Undying Mind from all timelines into ours, where we could finally defeat it.
Was it Garden of
for good.
Salvation?
Osiris had been trying to find a way to navigate the corridors of time in order to bring his lover, Saint 14, back to life, and he created the sundial in order of time in order to bring his lover, Saint 14, back to life.
Saint 14 and Osiris were together? I had no idea. I did not remember this.
And he created the sundial in order to do so. However, his objective proved impossible until the Undying Mind's defeat, which opened up a new timeline that perhaps
Why you say this like I would have known when I barely played this half of D2, dude?
provided a better opportunity to save his dear friend. At the same time, a few Cabal Science sisters discovered the sundial. They wanted to use the sundial in order to find a way to change the past and have the Cabal win the Red War and succeed in their invasion of the last city. We intervened in order to prevent them from making this timeline a reality. In our quest to defeat these sisters, we also found a way to intervene during key moments in Saint 14's past, and we were able to find a way to save him and
is that how you bring back Saint 14?
We also...
Wait, they were retcon, they used to be good friends? So... Wait, how did this happen?
Experienced a strange moment when exploring the corridors of time and unlocking its puzzles, and strangely, we found our own grave, laid with our favorite weapon, Bastion. We proceeded to defeat 3 out of the 4 sisters,
favorite weapon was
leaving
Hawkmoon,
just
actually.
1 remaining to try and see their plan through. The final remaining Science sister resorted to desperate measures and sent the Red Legion's planet killer ship, the Almighty, into a collision course with the last city. We joined up with Anna Bray to try and power up some of Rasputin's satellites and defense systems to take the Almighty down before it destroyed the final remnants of humanity.
Whereabouts was this? Season. Witch Queen was supposed to be really, really good. I thought about coming back for Witch Queen. I came back for Lightfall, I think. I don't remember. Like here, I don't think I played around here. I'm pretty sure I didn't. If I did play, it was very on and off.
For example,
so like
your
I
mom
said,
and you.
I don't
The
know.
true light was the BL we found along the way.
Let's see. Season the Fine, Season the Deep, blah, 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 blah. I like how it's all sectioned off. You got hit with the Lightfall rating? I guess so. Oh, I remember when I was going through Lightfall, some of the dialogue made me cringe so bad. It was so cheesy. It was so cheesy. I was like, what? What happened? What happened? My favorite weapon was Zalo Supercell, but it never made the D2. Luckily, mine came early. Sorry for your loss, Isaac. Hawkmoon came pretty early.
After bringing numerous Seraph bunkers online and expanding our defenses, we watched as the Almighty was destroyed by Rasputin shortly before it would crash into the last city. During this time, Rasputin also revealed that many pyramid ships were quickly approaching our solar system, giving everyone an impending sense of doom. After a brief time, the pyramid ships arrived, and despite Rasputin's best attempts, they would not go down easily. The darkness tried to communicate with us, but something was getting in its way. Nokris, the brother of Crota, became the supplicant
That's the
of
one
the
that
High
got
Witch Queen
disowned, right?
Savathun and taught her necromancy. She also tasked him
Yeah,
with
it
running
is.
interference so we could not commune with the darkness and learn of its powers. Eris believed that investigating the darkness was important for avoiding a second collapse, but Commander Zavala did not approve. He did eventually allow us to assist Eris though, and during our investigations, we were once again confronted by Nokris. We defeated him for the final time, and this allowed a path to open between us and the darkness itself. The darkness spoke to us once again through our ghost, and it invited us to Europa to take up its ancient power. As the darkness encroached on the Sol system, it consumed many...
This is like kind of the UI, by the way. So this is how you would actually navigate the other planets to do missions and stuff in D2.
planets, including Mars, Titan, Io, and Mercury. We decided to answer the call of the darkness, and we ventured to Europa, a moon of Jupiter. Our Elixni friend Varix was there, and he had
Actually, I
sent
did
out
play a
a
bit of
distress
Beyond
call
Light,
for help after finding a
stasis.
splinter of the darkness. While he was making the call, the
I stopped
Exo Stranger
playing.
appeared and stole the splinter before quickly disappearing. Another Elixni by the name of Aramis was also here in search of the splinter, and she had been granted the power of stasis by the darkness. She confronted Varix and used the power of stasis to freeze him in place. However, we arrived and set him free before her minions could do away with him. To help us on our search for Aramis, the stranger gave us the splinter she had stolen from Varix and coached us about the darkness power she had learned to use. We communed with the darkness and slowly grew in our own use of stasis. We used its power to take down Aramis's lieutenants and eventually Aramis herself by turning her into a statue of stasis. We then worked with the stranger, now known to us as Anna's sister, Elsie Bray, to learn more about their past. In the process, known to us as Anna's sister, Elsie Bray, stasis. We then worked with the stranger, now known to us as Anna's sister, Elsie Bray, to learn more about their past. In the process, we learned more about their extremely significant father, Clovis Bray, who found.
Did Varys become a vendor too? I don't remember. Was he a reputation vendor? I actually don't remember the lore with Exos. They don't explain it at all in this video. But like, when you are starting at the beginning of Destiny, you can choose what race you want to make your hunter. Or sorry, not your hunter. I'm hunter-centric, sorry. Your guardian. So you can either be an Exo, you can be human, or I don't remember what the last one is, but it's the same species that Queen Mara is.
Braytech created the Exos and built this massive facility on Europa. At this time,
Awoken, yes,
and Savathun's sister, Xivu Arath, was wreaking absolute havoc. She destroyed Osiris's ghost, Sagira, while he was on the moon, leaving him very vulnerable and without—
See? This is why you wouldn't think that Osiris is like an old man. Then you get jump scared when he shows you his face in Curse of Osiris.
His light. We went to the moon to rescue him, and as we were cleaning up the hive, a familiar face dealt a final blow to a hive knight, saving Osiris's life. He introduced himself as Crow, but we knew him as none other than Ultra Solve. He said his boss wanted to see us and called us to the reef. The risen Guardian Uldren, now known as Crow, was basically a new person since he had no memories of his past life and wrongdoings. Despite this, every Guardian hated him and would kill him on sight. He felt like he had nowhere to go, but eventually he found the spider and began working for him. Crow took us to the spider, and together they asked us to assist in clearing out Xivu Arath's Wrathborn from the Tangled Shore. It turned out they had infected the Dreaming City as well, so together we worked to eliminate their forces. After
Dreaming City was like actually one of the prettiest environments in the entirety of Destiny. I will say, okay, from an empathetic standpoint, realistically, right? Can you imagine what it's like to wake up no memories and then all these people hate you for something you did but you don't remember you doing? Can you imagine how confusing and tragic that is? Very sad. I don't know how I would deal with that. The true light was a VL we found along the way. So true. My old man Yaoi. Thanks, Soda.
Infected the Dreaming City as well, so together we worked to eliminate their forces. After defeating Xivu Arath's commanding High Celebrant, our Guardian tricked the spider into freeing Crow. We returned with him to the tower, not quite sure how people would react to seeing that face again.
It is tragic, but also fucking
daughter,
kid.
Keitel, who had a hand in Gaul's rise and Callus's exile, decided to come to Seoul and have the Guardians join her empire. She was seeking help in her battle against the Hive because the Cabal homeworld had been destroyed by Xivu Arath's forces. Zavala refused her invitation, and tensions were very high. Osiris also assigned Crow to be his bodyguard, but urged him to keep at a distance with his mask on, as not to be recognized as the murderer of Cade 6. Eventually, Zavala agreed to challenge Keitel in the right of proving and picked us as his champion to face off against Keitel's top champion.
Okay, from the flip side too, I feel like it'd be super violating if you started working with someone, right, and they hid their identity, and then you found out, oh my god, this is the dude that killed off my favorite character? Can you imagine being on that side? I'd be pissed.
We battled, and after we defeated her champion, Keitel agreed to a truce with the Vanguard. While undergoing a blood oath with Zavala, another Scion attempted to kill Zavala, and Crow's identity was revealed as he stepped in to protect him. Around this time, we stumbled upon an abandoned Cabal ship that seemed to be from Callus's fleet called the Glykon. We investigated the ship, but it was filled with nothing but scorn and some interesting flora. We eventually discovered the Crown of Sorrow was here and previously was used by Callus to communicate with the witness, and Osiris decided to retrieve it despite its dangers. We now had a newly forged alliance with Keitel's Cabal forces, but things were still not going very well. The last city had been plunged into an endless night by the Vex, and the sun did not rise for the first time in our history. Ikora asked us to collaborate with the friendly Elixni Mithrax, and he helped us navigate the Vex network to combat the Vex. Mithrax and his people were then invited to seek refuge in the Fallen Quarter and eventually the last city, and this was seen as a controversial choice in the opinions of some less trusting humans. Mithrax and his people were then invited to seek refuge in the Fallen Quarter and eventually the last city, and this was seen as a controversial choice in the opinions of some less trusting humans.
I mean, understandable. The Fallen are kind of known for being like little rats, basically. Does it make you want to play a little? Maybe a little bit. Like, okay, D2 had a lot of really, really good things going for it, realistically. And there are a lot of good things about D2, right? But there were a lot of things that made the community lose faith. Like, a lot. Am I gonna play D2 for its final send-off? God. Is it like a specific event during a certain period? Or what? I don't remember. This is where they brought back city factions of the orbit or into the story, future war cult, dead orbit, and new monarchy. That's so late! What the heck? I was dead orbit, by the way.
The leader of Future War Cult, Lakshmi, was one of the most outspoken voices against these new residents, and unfortunately some crimes were committed against our new neighbors. We discovered that Savathun, through the taken mind of
It's
Korea,
the depression,
was
that's why I'm dead
behind the
orbit.
endless night.
New Monarchy
the
did have the
worked
best
to defeat
shaders, though.
Korea so the sun could once again rise.
Philosophy-wise,
when Korea was eventually
dead orbit.
defeated and the Elixni protected from the Vex incursion, a new alliance was forged between humanity and the Elixni. There were suspicions that Osiris may have been involved with the Endless Night, and so Ikora put out a warrant for his arrest. With the help of Crow and Saint 14, we went into the Dreaming City and found him alongside Marosov. Osiris then revealed that he was actually Savathun, and she had taken his form after saving him from her sister.
What? Okay, here, was this their first meeting? Because Mara and Uldren are siblings, right? Is this like our first meeting after he became Crow? I did not know that Osiris was Savathun. That's crazy. How did they react? Because I did not play this part, I'm pretty sure.
We went into the Dreaming City and found him alongside Marosov. Osiris then revealed that he was actually Savathun, and she had taken his form after saving him from her sister Zivu-Arat.
Wait, so what does this mean for Saint 14 and Osiris? Is this like a weird body swap romance? Saint crashed out? I would crash out too! So does this mean the actual Osiris was like dead? I guess it's gonna continue.
Marosov then put Savathun into a chrysalis form at her request, which was essentially like transforming her into a cocoon. This was in an attempt to expunge the worm from Savathun, the worm that she had been in service to ever since she left Fundament. We then proceeded to work on freeing some of Marosov's Techeuns that were trapped in the Ascendant Realm while also fighting back Zivu-Arath's forces. After enough time had passed, Marosov performed the ritual to finally excise the worm from Savathun. Savathun's cocoon shattered and she instantly escaped, leaving a weakened Osiris in her place. Though thankful for his return, Osiris would be very ill and in a coma for some time, and there was no cure.
Okay, I was wondering if, because I knew his body was alive, right? But I wasn't sure about his sense of self. Saint killed Savathun 40 times after he found out. I mean, fair enough. If my man doesn't fight for me, does he love me?
After her escape, Savathun traveled to the last city to see the Traveler.
Okay, this period is where people said D2 got good again, Witch Queen. And then there was Lightfall. I did not come back for Witch Queen, but I came back for Lightfall, and I can tell you, I had feelings about Lightfall.
She was gravely
weren't good.
injured following the removal of her worm. She called out to the traveler in her final moments, declaring herself as a supplicant in its service before she died. However, not all was lost for her, because she was soon resurrected by a ghost by the name of Amaru. Along with some of her Lucent Hive brood, Savathun gained the powers of the light. Just like a guardian though, she had lost her memory, so if she wanted to see her plans through, she needed to find a way to regain them. Strangely, Mars had returned from the darkness, and there, Savathun's ship and an entrance to her throne world appeared. Ikora called us in to investigate. Along our journey, we came across a ghost named Finch who was refusing to revive his Hive Lightbearer and was instead trying to figure out what Savathun was up.
Could you get the shell? I would want this shell. I will say, okay, one thing I haven't made note of is Destiny aesthetically, like visually, has been incredibly consistent throughout its entire journey and very nice looking, right? Even in Destiny 1, it was really pretty. No? What? Bruh. At the end of Witch Queen, Saint took his anger on Savathun and killed her over and over and told her ghost to revive her each time. I mean, dang, what a Chad. Where's my Saint 14, bro?
Up to by using the light. In hopes of understanding what her plans were, Finch unknowingly sent us on a scavenger hunt throughout her throne world. We were searching for artifacts that ultimately allowed Savathun to recover her memories that she lost when she was revived and became a Lightbearer. During the Vanguard's investigations of a worm familiar recovered from Savathun's temple, Ikora learned of the history of the Hive, that they were not always destined for evil, but were originally supposed to be chosen by the light before the darkness intervened. Despite these learnings, the traveler had disappeared from the last city, and it seemed that Savathun had brought it into her throne world.
Yeah, this is the traveler, and then when you're in the last city, right? This is like, I think this hunter is standing on the railing, like overlooking it. And then Postmaster is like over here somewhere behind you. But yeah. Anyways, you would be able to see the traveler normally over here, but because traveler got kidnapped.
Disappeared from the last city, and it seemed that Savathun had brought it into her
You
throne
have that
world.
one, lucky bitch.
But this was something that the Vanguard could not allow. We ultimately battled Savathun in order to rescue the traveler, and during this time we revealed the truth about the darkness's deception against her, something that she could not believe. We eventually defeated her, but her ghost Amaru escaped before it could be destroyed. The Vanguard took Savathun's remains for safekeeping. At this point, the witness was revealed to us for the first time.
I'm sorry. The witness has a cool design, right? But I can't get over those buggy eyes. I can't.
Called out the traveler for all of the death that it had caused. In Savathun's throne world, we discovered a pyramid ship, and inside was one of the witness's disciples named Rolk. We went in and defeated him, dealing the witness a major blow.
The witness needs to stop vaping
to use her
now.
forces to help battle against the Lucent Hive that had infected parts of the Soul System. She made use of her scions to wage psychic warfare against Savathun's brood to sever their connection to the light and capture their leaders so they could learn about their goals.
I don't think I've done
raised
this right.
ethical questions about this strategy and intervened with the equipment facilitating these operations, accidentally killing the scions in the process.
Did that? So we have Pro and we have Salad Man here?
Pro raised ethical questions about this strategy and intervened with the equipment facilitating these operations, accidentally killing the scions in the process. Keitel demanded Crow's life as punishment, but Saladin stepped in.
Oh my god, Salad Man! Oh, fuck. Are these different from the Scion Flares? Dude, so fucking obnoxious. I haven't even played through this. It pisses me off. You think you can inhale the witness fumes? What do you think they smell like? I feel like they smell like gasoline. I keep saying the witness looks like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. You know, I could kind of see it, yeah. Sheldon has a better person than all of us. Bro, if it was me, nah, take him. You could take him. I get why Salad Man did it, right? He's a very righteous person. However, fuck you.
And offered himself instead.
Oh my
Impressed,
god.
she decided to spare Crow, and she made Saladin a member of her war council, becoming Bracca's Forge. Around this time, we also learned that Callus had aligned himself with the Witness and the Black Fleet, and had been supporting the Scion faction that had previously attempted to assassinate
Okay. Hear me out. Whenever I see the Witness just like floating like this, okay, watch.
Fleet, and had been supporting the Scion faction that had...
I just think that it's like the Incredibles, like Edna run underneath this. Like that's all I can picture. That even though it's floating, it's actually just the Edna, like little like knee thingy right underneath.
Previously attempted to assassinate Zavala. Callus's ship, the Leviathan, suddenly revealed itself above the moon. Guardians investigated and learned that the ship was now also haunted by nightmares. Eris Morn then conducted a hive ritual binding us, Zavala, Crow, the Crown of Sorrow, and a nightmare harvester. We used the harvester to take the nightmares haunting the allies, sever them, and then bind them to the Crown of Sorrow, weakening Callus's connection with the Lunar Pyramid.
For
me? Despite their best...
Bro got his mind blown one day and never got over it.
True, Derpy. Thank you. When this reminds me of Yzna from the Emperor's New Groove. Oh shit, I could see that. He legit was just constantly with his morals, but we did end up finally becoming a redeeming person later on. It's just I don't give a shit. I don't care about his redemption. Usually I'm all for it, right? Okay, from realistically, from like a writing standpoint, I like redemption arcs. And I normally enjoy them. However, he killed Cade, so...
effort, Callus immediately still took control of the pyramid, we rushed in with our team, and Keitel confronted her father's consciousness. Together with Keitel, we defeated it, but Callus, now a disciple of the Witness, was still a threat. Callus later sent a warning message to the last city, and informed everyone that the Witness is coming for the Traveler, and that it cannot be stopped. Drifter enlisted the Guardian to help smuggle the Spider into the Elixni Quarter of the last city. Once there, the Spider asked us to go find his catch on Europa and take it back from the House of Salvation. We learned from Mithrax and his daughter, the scribe Ido, that Aramis had been released from her stasis prison by the Witness, and she was now trying to find relics which contained body parts of Nezarec. These relics were thought to be quite powerful, so the Guardians hunted them down to keep them away. Oh my god, the little babu! These relics were thought to be quite powerful, so the Guardians...
So cute, what the heck? It's actually adorable. This a little fallen baby? Oh my god. Yeah, but Cade had so much aura through his job.
Hunted them down to keep them away from the Witness. Ultimately, Mithrax used these relics to prepare a concoction to revive the sleeping Osiris. Anna Bray had been attempting to bring back the Warmind Rasputin ever since Mars was consumed by the darkness. The forces of Xivu Arath infected Braytech on Europa, so we had to fight our way through in order to reach Clovis Bray's AI. Once online, Rasputin informed us of Clovis Bray's plans. Clovis wanted to use the Warmind to destroy the Traveler so that he himself could instead become humanity's savior, and obviously we could not let this happen.
Did they actually kiss? Okay, was this the one where... Was this like... Were you going to Braytech and you do that raid, or is that different?
Clovis wanted to use the Warmind to destroy the Traveler so that he himself could instead become humanity's savior, and obviously we could not let this happen, so that he himself plans. Clovis wanted to use the Warmind to destroy the Traveler so that he himself could instead become humanity's savior, and obviously we could not let this happen. We also learned that Xivu Arath was preparing to invade Earth. Aramis, by order of the Witness, had gained control of the Warmind and had intended to use the Warsat network to destroy the Traveler. Sensing its impending destruction, the Traveler began to leave Earth. But while it was leaving, Rasputin asked Anna to activate his self-destruct sequence, destroying him, but in turn, preventing the Traveler's destruction. The plan was successful, Rasputin was destroyed, and therefore the Traveler stopped fleeing in low Earth orbit.
Just as a reminder, Rasputin's like the Giga AI from like around here.
Aramis, having lived through the whirlwind way back when the Traveler abandoned the Elixni, asked why the Traveler stayed. The Witness replied because it has nowhere else to run, as the pyramids were now on Earth's doorstep. We then received a hidden message from Rasputin that he had recorded before his destruction, and it revealed that a hidden city was on Neptune, where perhaps one of Savathun's secrets could be found in order to help against the witness. The witness arrived at the Traveler and was given a vision of the location of the Veil on Neptune, exactly where Savathun had previously hidden it. The witness then sent Callus and his forces to gain access to it. Working off of the intelligence provided by Rasputin's message, we also arrived on Neptune at this time along with Osiris. There we met the Cloudstriders Rohan and Nimbus, who were protecting a hidden human population that relied on the Veil for their survival.
I forgot! No, but I forgot about these Cloudstriders! Oh my god, bro! Okay, wait till we see the Cloudstriders.
We also discovered the power
Please
of Strand
show them soon.
and used it in our fight to prevent Callus's access to the Veil. Callus first tried to construct a radial mast to help connect the witness to the Veil, but due to our efforts and Rohan's sacrifice, we were able—
No, I was sad when Rohan died. I knew it was happening, but I was sad. I'm really biased to anyone named Rohan, because Rohan's my favorite JoJo
to destroy
character.
It. Callus then tried to capture the Veil by brute force. Keitel and her forces held him off for some time, but ultimately Callus pushed past them and made his way to the Veil. It was there that we confronted him
Nimbus
and ultimately defeated
Nimbus.
him for good. However, after his death, our ghost became possessed and forged a connection with the Veil, providing a vital link that allowed the witness to open a portal into the Traveler. The witness then proceeded to enter the Traveler. This is where it hoped to forge its final shape, its perfect version of reality, and no one else was able to follow. During this time, Callus's Shadow Legion cabal had been taking human prisoners. Despite not being guardians, Devrim K, Amanda Holiday, and Mithrax began—
Devrim K is, I think he's the dude that— is he the Europa vendor? He's the one that's always in the tower, right? Not the tower, but he's in that watchtower. Oh, sorry, Earth. And he's always sitting there with his, like, sniper rifle.
Leading operations to rescue these captives. Since the witness was now inside the Traveler and there was no clear way to follow it, we set out to help with their rescue. In order to break through their prisons, we would travel in and out of the Ascendant Plane. During one such mission, Aramis reached out to Mithrax and warned that if he proceeded with this particular rescue attempt, he would die. Despite her warning, Mithrax and Amanda Holiday decided to proceed. Mithrax found the prisoners, but then the facility went—
Actually, have we seen Amanda Holiday once in here? I don't think so.
—into lockdown.
Yeah,
Amanda
he's
hotwired the facility to allow their escape,
but
moments later, an explosion took her life.
There she's not!
During Mithrax's escape, Aramis also comes and places down some stasis to save Mithrax from the explosion. Zavala was particularly devastated by the loss of Amanda. She had sacrificed her life despite only having one to give. The Guardians continued—
Yeah, because Amanda was not a— she was not a Guardian. I think Amanda— did she make— it was either some vehicle or weapon maintenance or something. I don't remember. But Amanda wasn't a Guardian, I believe.
To look for a way through the portal in the Traveler, but everything continued to fail. Titan had returned from the darkness, and Deputy Commander Sloan turned out to be alive, but in trouble.
Did you guys like the Titan Crucible map? Did you? I liked it, but I hated it for Trials. Yeah, she's just a dude. This is also the progression end of the Crow Amanda ship. Really? That was a thing? It's the one on the ship. The Titan ship or whatever.
We traveled there and discovered that she had been connecting with a giant sea leviathan named Asa. Asa wanted to help us in our fight against the Witness, so we worked to strengthen Sloan.
1 second, this is important, guys. I have to real quick. Because he didn't show it. So I have to I have to show you the worst character. Like the worst character by far. Are you ready? This is the worst character. It's fucking Nimbus. All my homies hate Nimbus. Nimbus should have died instead of Rohan. Rohan was such a Chad. You automatically know it's Nimbus. No, but they were so obnoxious compared to Rohan. Okay, first of all, the Cloud Striders or whatever were super cheesy, right? But like Rohan was like the veteran Cloud Strider, if I remember correctly, and then Nimbus was like that young, youthful one. And I think the reason I will say that Rohan dying, I get why, right? But Nimbus was really obnoxious. Do they make the most tasteless joke? I don't remember. Oh my god. I did not like Nimbus. Nobody liked Nimbus.
And Asa's connection so that she could communicate with us. Asa told us about the origins of the Witness and how it embodies an entire civilization that has been hunting the Traveler for millennia in order to create the final shape. We also learned that Savathun was the only one who could help us find our way into the Traveler to pursue the Witness. It became clear that we needed to allow Savathun's ghost, Amaro, to resurrect the Witch Queen, but he would only do that if the Guardians helped in defeating Xivu Arath. In order to do so, Eris Morn needed to become much stronger, so through the use of the Acolyte Staff, she underwent a ritual to become a hive god herself.
Do you see what I mean? Every expansion or whatever for Destiny is just some species doping up. I'm not even exaggerating. This happens like every single time. Every new content drop, or like every other one, it's just someone on roids.
We became one of her acolytes and we tithed our tributes of war. Every enemy we defeated made her stronger. We continued to strengthen ourselves by battling against Xivu's forces and eventually by slaying one of her top soldiers. At this point, Amaro finally resurrected Savathun, who was then immediately killed by Eris Morn. During this time, she briefly became the most powerful hive who has ever lived due to enacting sword logic. Eris then used this power to banish Xivu Arath from her throne world, making her a mortal. Savathun was then resurrected again and she departed, but she left her ghost behind. While she was flying though, our guardian noticed a pattern in her wings. A pattern that actually represented the 15th and final wish granted by Riven before her defeat a number of years ago. After discovering the 15th wish, we traveled to the Dreaming City to invoke it. The spirit of Riven appeared before us, but rejected our wish. It turned out that Riven was upset over the loss of all her eggs. In order for her to grant us that wish, Riven wished to strike a bargain. She asked for us to first recover some of her remaining eggs that had been lost throughout time. We accepted and began to recover her eggs scattered across the Ascendant Realm. Once all of the eggs had been recovered, Riven finally
was actually
granted
chill.
this last wish, creating a portal into the Traveler, but only one person could pass through. Due to his extremely strong connection with his sister, it was decided that Crow would be the single person to enter the Traveler. The plan is that he can use his strong connection with Marasov to form a bridge we can all cross. So Crow has gone through the portal and is now on his way inside the Traveler.
Don't come back.
As expected, Marasov can still feel his presence, so it's only a matter of time before we can follow. Although we've witnessed quite a story over these past 10 years, we've also seen some absolutely incredible weapons in the history of Destiny. From the reign of the original Galahorn to the dominance of the Brave Arsenal, these weapons have defined our experiences as Guardians, and that's why I recommend watching this video covering the entire evolution of Destiny's weapon.
Is this Sunshot? I think it's Sunshot, right?
With that said, I hope you enjoyed this abridged version of Destiny's story. If you did,
Sunshot.
feel free to leave a like.
Yeah, feel free to leave a like, guys. Check out the original video. Bam, share. Easy. It was meta when that video was made. I liked Sunshot. It was fun to use. That said, I have to get ready for next stream. But next stream is going to be in about an hour or so. And we're going to be watching Clueless. So if you want to get the movie Clueless ready, you should do that. All right. Let's see. We're gonna just boop, pop. We go here. Welcome back, Borscht. Thank you for the 4 months. Bam. To death. I will say, I didn't expect it to be in chronological order, but he did a really good job summarizing it. Obviously, he doesn't have everything, but like for a 40-minute video, that's like a ton of a synopsis, you know? That said, let me say thank you real quick, and then Bam. Do this, do that. Do that, do that. Welcome, Weasel. I hope you enjoyed being the Weasel Poison Taster. I hope you guys aren't expecting me to do Destiny content. How dare you? You want me to do a raid? Actually, I don't... Have I ever played Destiny on stream? I think I might have, like, once. Maybe once. Yeah, the lore for Destiny is actually really interesting. However... there are moments. Okay, there are moments that are less interesting. One last ride on June 9th. I'll see. Alright. Thank you very much, Spartan. Thank you, Selmy. Thank you, Goku. Thank you, Soranon. Thank you, Pigeon. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Waverly. Thank you, Mike Flame. Thank you, Hinko. Thank you, Puffy. Thank you, Nori. Thank you, Axie. Thank you, Bon. Thank you, Neat. Thank you, Aki. Thank you, Sil. Thank you, Soda. And thank you, Mac. I'll see you guys in... let's see. Is it off? There you go. Bam. Alright. See you then. Bye!